Welcome, Trojan family, to another episode of the Light the Torch podcast. I'm your host, B. Jones, and I got my boys with me. To the right, I have Blackie Chan. Next to him, we have Gunner. And bottom left, we got our special guest, Tim Prangley of the Voice of College Football USC channel. And last but not least, we have Tyler Sarber. That's right. So, boys, big one this weekend, man. I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling more and more confident as the week goes on. I know you got something here early in the week. I was like, I don't know, guys. But as the week goes on, man, hearing the team have more confidence, man, kind of made me feel a little better about it. And as I was going through film throughout the week, start feeling a little better about things. And I like this matchup. And it's a game all about matchups. Yo, Raul, what's up, man? Just in time. But,
how's it going, fellas? Right on.
Yeah, man, just getting to it. So yeah, as you know, this is a game of matchups, man. And I love the way we match up with this team. Seems like it's really both ways, man. Our strengths are their weaknesses, and vice versa, man. It seems. But yeah, man, I'm pretty excited, feeling pretty confident. How about you guys, man?
I'm as confident as I can be at this moment.
What does that even mean?
We have Grinch as our defensive coordinator right now, but I'm just hoping that we can really put our talent before his scheme at this point.
The problem is with the defense is it's inconsistent. And the issue we're having is, and I've been complaining for 9 weeks about it, is the explosive plays. Actually, you can go back even further. Go to Tulane, which was, people remember the kick out of bounds, fumbled out of bounds, but they forget about that huge explosive they gave up. They stop them a little bit there and just let them go down and play on 2 plays. Then you're talking a whole different ballgame as well. That's allowed the clock to go, and we've seen it continue into this season. And it's one of the major issues with his scheme and with his defense and with his team under Grinch, and we haven't seen that change. There's a new All-American or an unknown that plays like an All-American every year, and unfortunately now we're going to be playing up against receivers. And we know Polk's playing for sure, and then we have Odunze, he's playing for sure. McMillan, they're playing some kind of cat and mouse game if he's going to play or not. Those are 3 guys that have explosive written all over them. So if SC has a chance in saying, I'm still waiting for USC to play 4 quarters. If USC plays 4 quarters in this game, they can play with anybody in the country. And you know that you're going to have a really hungry Caleb Williams. Does Caleb Williams is not going to play in the Sun Bowl. He's not going to play in the Holiday Bowl. If they lose this game, Caleb Williams won't play in a bowl game this year. And that dude wants to play. Whether it's not the playoffs, he wants to play in New York 6, and he wants to put a stamp because he lost his only New York 6 chance he had. So I think he's going to be playing out of his mind. I think he's going to run. We're going to see Caleb run more this game than I think we have all year. And I do think we're going to ride the running game to victory.
Did they? I thought they played a New Year's 6 bowl when he was at OU.
Oh, he played before he came to USC? I didn't know that. Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah.
Well, he beat Oregon, so that's
okay.
Listen. Yeah.
The Big 12, the Island Misfit toys, that's not even my own world. I don't think they exist. I see them on TV, but I don't think that conference actually even exists. So
they're like Bigfoot. People say they exist, but they don't really.
Yeah.
That kind of goes along with what I was saying. Was that maybe a couple of weeks ago when I said, Lincoln Riley, he won some Big 12 championships, but I mean, it's kind of easy when you're the only offense in the conference, man. And you come over here and everybody's got an offense. It's a little different. It's kind of Grinch kind of got away over there, got away unscathed. It wasn't as criticized, at least. But yeah, how about the rest of you guys, man? How you guys feeling?
Yeah, I was feeling the same way as you. Early on, I was like, "Damn, this could get ugly." But the more and more I've paid attention, the more I've watched tape, like Washington has not played very well the last few weeks. They didn't score a touchdown against Arizona State, and they Stanford lit their secondary up like it was no big deal. They were wide open everywhere. So this is just really going to come down to a couple things that we'll dive into here. But I mean, Washington is not really that great, and then they're really bad in some aspects, and we do line up pretty well there. And so I'm interested to see what type of egos our coaches have, in terms of like how like rigid they're going to be with some of the things they've done this year. Because if they can change some of those things up, then we definitely can win this game for sure.
Yep. Carter, what's going on, man? So yeah, with that being said, man, let's go ahead and kick this thing off, man. Let's get into this first quarter. So, first quarter, we got USC will win if blank. If they do what on offense? So if the USC does blank, we will win this game.
All right, I'll go first then here.
Go ahead, Blackie Chan.
Feed the ball to Lloyd. Definitely get him into some favorable matchups too, even if it's passing him out of the backfield, because we saw what he did out of the backfield against Cal. It was a broken play. Caleb found him, and he was in the middle, streaked down the sidelines. We just got to get him the ball, because at this point, if you get him the ball enough, he's going to make magic happen. Just like Caleb. Caleb will make magic happen, but Marshawn is the running back equivalent to him. He just knows how to make the right cut, knows how to find the right opening. So we definitely need to get him in a rhythm. Like if he has some negative plays, don't take him out because of it. We got to get him in a rhythm. If you take him out and because he fumbles the ball possibly or whatever, you can't have him lose his confidence in running that ball.
Right. Guns, you muted.
I guess I had the other one muted. Sorry. Pretty much two things. One is keeping Caleb upright, especially on that right side of the O-line. That has been a problem for us throughout the whole year, basically. So we need to get that going. Hearing some things that they're gelling, so that could be good. Hopefully that does happen, obviously, in this game. And then two, like what Blackie Chan said, feed Marshawn Lloyd the ball. This defense that Washington has is actually missing tackles more than us. I think about one on average, but they can't tackle like us. So give this man the ball and let him just run over dudes and score tutties. So
Tyler.
For me, it's really just all about the offensive line. Give Caleb a chance. Washington's pass defense is 116th in pass yards allowed. They're absolutely atrocious. And so I'd like to see a little bit of balance there. I'd like to see Marshawn Lloyd, get his chances. But Caleb's got to be able to stay upright, stay in the pocket, and just absolutely decimate their secondary, because their secondary is atrocious. So would like to see a little bit of separation from some of the wide receivers and not have to play a scramble drill every single possession. But all in all, if the offensive line wins in the trenches, I think we got a pretty good chance to put up a ton of points.
Right. Tim, go ahead.
Yeah, Gunnar and Tyler took what I was going to say. Yeah, that right side, it looks like they've done the switch, getting Kingston outside at tackle. They figured something out there. Let's hope it keeps going, because without protection, it just breaks down quick. But I'll go a different direction as well. I'll put it on Caleb. Caleb needs to take those free yards. Caleb's been reticent to run the ball. This is going to be a game that moving the ball is going to be vital. So, instead of making it 2nd and 10, throwing the ball away or whatever, he needs to take those 3, 5, 7 yards on first down, get it, take the easy ones, and survive for second down. Do not get behind schedule. Do not take the sacks, and also take the dump down. You don't need to go 30 yards down the field. Those first 3 drives they had, they were moving the ball effectively. They stalled the red zone the first one, got the field goal, but they were doing the little things, the little pass, not looking down the field too much. So I'd like to see more of that in the game. They do that, they'll win, I think.
Yep. Ro?
Pretty much what everybody said. Establish the run. And we'll add this, that, we got to start fast. We can't fall behind. like we have in the past, where we start 14-0 behind 14-0. So we can't afford that versus Washington. We have to start fast, have a lead. And another thing, in my opinion, is whoever wins the turnover battle wins the game as well. Don't turn over the ball. If we do that, I think we have a good chance of winning.
Absolutely. So I was gonna say, yeah, I mean, Tim, you took it right out of my mouth, man. We gotta take what's given on offense, man. If they drop 8, which most likely they will, we gotta run the ball down their throats. You know what I mean? I want to see showcase our running backs, man. We have a whole stable of running backs and who are definitely underutilized, man.
Mm.
So I'm looking forward. I hope we, we did run the ball a lot more last week, and I hope we, continue to build on that. And I'd like to see some more creative play calling, man, with the run game as well. We got Caleb who can run, make them pick their poison, basically. Pick the poison. Throw some options in there. Throw that option sweep. I want to see that again with Zach. Hopefully we can see that again. Just, more creative play calling than what we've seen this year. Because that's what Lincoln is known for, is creative play calls. We really haven't seen that much this year. I don't know why. This year has been different from last year.
He's had pneumonia all year.
What's that?
He's had pneumonia all year.
Yeah. So we'll see, man. And another thing, don't get caught up in the Heisman thing, man. Don't try to go play hero ball. That's for Caleb, at least. Don't try to play hero ball. Just take what they're given. And I already said that, actually. Yeah. Showcase our running backs, man. That's all I want to see. So, yeah, now we're going to get into our defense, man. Give me your guys' defensive keys.
When it comes, like, right now, Washington is not getting, or no one's getting any pressure onto Penix. We need to get pressure on him because he's upright for way too long. He can pick apart any defense, especially with those wide receivers. We're definitely really going to be dependent a lot on Domani and CRW because, like, they've been doing great for the past few weeks. Like, they're not really getting beat over the top. They're maybe a few short passes they let up, but we definitely need them to ball out along with Jalen Smith because if Polk, I'm sure they're going to try to line Polk up on him or anyone because he had a not so great game last week. He did come with the game-winning play for us, but he was kind of getting beat on some of those passes and some of those Russian attacks. But definitely make sure we can pressure Penix. Make sure he's the least comfortable he's ever been all year.
Yep. Guns?
Yeah, so we need to be disciplined throughout the game. They're going to be throwing a lot of motions at us and whatnot. Kind of what Blackichan said, pressure. We need to pressure the QB, make him get out of the pocket, and just limit the explosive plays. If we can limit those, we'll definitely have a chance with our offense.
Right. Tyler?
I mean, we saw what Arizona State did to Washington and then did to us. They basically said that we're not going to let Caleb Williams and Michael Penix beat us. And I would love to see us make their running back stables beat us because they're 117th in rush offense. They're terrible. So, like, don't let Michael Penix beat you over the top. Let them have to, like, march down the field like Arizona State did to us. And we saw how, like, frustrating that game was to watch. And so, like, their two guards are not that great. And so Bear getting pressure up the middle, like, let those guys eat up the middle and then drop guys into coverage and make them have to get the chunk plays down the field. And Penix will throw a pick every once in a while. And if we get a couple turnovers, something like that will happen. And, just like Raul was saying earlier, get 1 or 2 extra possessions from something like that. And in a shootout, that's a big difference. We win by 10 that way.
Absolutely.
I'm just going to keep deferring to Tyler because he's just taking all of my notes. Last night we had Lars from Huskies Wire on, and I asked them about, because they had a good line last year, but it got shaken up a little bit, and they lost some interior guys, both guards, like Tyler just said. And I asked him specifically about Bear Alexander. And Bear Alexander has been giving, veteran big interior lines a hell of a hard time, collapsing pockets, causing havoc. Because when you collapse, why Bird and Solomon Bird and Muhammad are clean up on the outside is you collapse that pocket where he can't step up into it and there's nowhere to go. And so I think that we're going to see a lot of that. And that was his worry. But then also, again, just like what you guys said before, keep everything in front of you, limit the explosives, some kind of shell coverage, cover 2, whatever it is. And then just keep everything in front and make them work their way down the field because they're going to turn the ball over. They're going to get, impatient and try to pass it down the field. He has shown a propensity to do that. And as the game goes on, assuming our offense is putting pressure on them, it's going to put more pressure on them to score. So that's the hope.
Yep.
Our resident Ohio State fan says the key to win this game is to score more points than the other team. Simple. Really appreciate that, Jordan.
All right, Ro, go ahead.
For the most part, you guys taking all the points that I was going to mention, but definitely agree with Tyler and what you guys have said. The front seven has to be disruptive and make it very uncomfortable for Penix. If we do that, I really like our chances. Another thing I do want to point out is just try to win the third down battle versus him.
Yes.
If we can, stop them a few times on third down, it's going to be huge for us. Because the last few games we've had 3 and 8s, 3 and 10s, and somehow we let them get that first down and it's kill us. So if we can limit those third down conversions for this game, I think we'll be in good shape.
Absolutely. That was a great point. Yeah, man, like as I believe Tim said, we got to keep everything in front of us, man. Keep everything underneath. Penix is not going up against anyone like Gentry. So it's going to be interesting to see him trying to throw over Gentry this game. And, man, getting pressure up the middle is the biggest key for me. Get pressure up the middle and keep contained on the outsides, man. Penix is going to have a long day. You know what I mean? Keep him in that pocket with Bear attacking him up the middle. What can he do? You know what I mean? He's going to throw a couple for sure. And while trying to fit that ball over Eric Gentry. So,
yeah, you made a good point with that because I think Cody Kessler on the show, he talked with Keeley. He said something about cloud coverage. And imagine having cloud coverage with a guy at the 6'6" in the middle with that wingspan. He's going to cut down. And if he tries to put some air underneath the ball, then you have Kalen Bullock ball hawking it, and he's going to walk right over. It's exactly what we want to see.
That's how a lot of our interceptions have gone, especially up the middle or down the middle. Is they're trying to throw over top of Eric Gentry, and then Kalen Bullock just knows how to just catch them midair. But my thing that makes me nervous the most is we talk about all these weaknesses that Washington has, but Grinch is really good at making people's weakness into a strength. Like CU wasn't running the ball all that well. They ran almost 200 yards on us. Like we just know how to make teams' weaknesses into a strength for them.
Well, reason being that it's our we're not very disciplined as far as gap schemes, man.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was Mike who mentioned it, right? If I'm not mistaken, man. We run a lot of slants, and in a 3-3-5, man, it's kind of
hard to cover every hole.
It's kind of just foolish to do.
You
only have 3 down linebackers
out to track.
It's just really, really not a smart thing to do when you only have 3 down. It's just doesn't make much sense, man. But everybody can play their gap soundly and just rush in their gaps, man. We should be fine. There's no need to scheme, especially when you got a guy like Bear who's causing all that havoc in the middle. There's no need.
Bear's taking up 2 to 3 people at a time.
Which is exactly, like I said, man, I've been saying all year, that's exactly what you need in this defense. Guys that need to be double teamed. Yep. So that's the only way that 3-3-5 works.
What kills me, though, is that play they showed the goal line with Bear Alexander. I don't know if you guys saw it. It was all over Twitter. And so because the guard was pulling and he was double teamed and Bear was pushing back the double team, he literally took 3 guys out of the play
I did see.
And the gap was right there, but I'm not going to name the linebacker, but the linebacker was just lost.
Yeah.
And all he's got to do is hit that gap, and you're
Yep.
probably knocking him for a loss and at the goal line. That's that's made to order on the goal line, right?
Yep. So, but yeah,
And you guys are talking really confident that Gentry's going to be playing throughout the game. Like, how confident are we that that's actually going to happen?
Yeah, with what's his name, Lincoln Riley's comments earlier today about his playing time, I was like, come on. Like, he shows that he's a difference maker every time he's on that field. Sure, there's maybe some times where he doesn't get the tackle all the time, but he's definitely a difference maker on that defense. But
listen, a guy that with his measurables, man, you have to scheme around him.
yeah.
Regardless if he's, playing his best game or worse, man. Trying to throw over a 6'7" dude at that level is unheard of. You know what I mean? You don't see anybody else in college football with a guy like Gentry on their roster.
And he's fast too. He's fast.
Exactly. He's an athlete, man. He's an athlete. He's got heart, man. I mean, he might not have the weight, but
yeah,
that's about it.
Especially if you're going to drop a bunch of dudes in coverage, like
Exactly.
throw that guy in the middle of the field. Like, good luck trying to be able to, hit anywhere between the hash marks. Like,
Exactly. His presence
you're going
alone.
to cover up the whole middle. Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's ridiculous that he's only gotten to play as much as he has this year, but we already know what that's about. But
As much of a hard time that I've given Grinch throughout the season, I really hope he can figure it out for this game.
I think he's just gonna turn it on.
I don't know. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I just hope that
everybody all year.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, hopefully, he just gets enough stops.
he's dedicating this game to you, Raul.
I just really hope, man. I don't want to be at the game and then us taking an L. I want to be out leaving the Coliseum.
Who's all going to the game?
I'll be at the game.
I've been every game since 1989. So
Nice.
Yeah,
It's not even a question.
sorry. Caveat: for 3 years I was in England and I missed those, but I did fly back for the 2003.
Why were
Rose
you in
Bowl.
England? What's
Actually,
more
2004.
USC football?
That's because my wife's English and she's here now. We're living there for a while. Now we're back here.
Nice.
That there's a pass. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that's gonna bring us to halftime. Halftime is where we'd like to give you our recruiting updates. So go ahead and take it away, guys.
Yeah, I'll do my best with these names, guys. So we got Texas A&M D-line commit Gabriel Relaford from Louisiana. We're looking to flip him. This is his official visit, so just keep an eye on that. We got some of our commits: Makai Sayana, O-lineman, safety commit Marquise Galagos. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. DB commit Marcellus Williams, Brian Jackson. RB commit Xavier Jordan, wide receiver commit. We got our QB commit, Julian Juju Lewis. We got Brandon Lockhart, DB that just committed. Tron Baker, wide receiver from 2026. We got our 2025s. We got Phillip Bell, wide receiver. Tristan Castro, DB. Dijon Lee. Tight end, Jack Van Dorlisor. Oh, man, that's a weird name. 2026 running back, Racine Guillory. 2025 tackle Lamont Rogers. We got the 2026 DB Madden Riordan. We've gotten some predictions from him, so it sounds like he might be going to us very soon. Hopefully, this is a good visit for him. D lineman from 2026 Hayden Lowe. Linebacker from 2025 Christian Thatcher. We got an edge Jared Martin, London Merritt. D lineman 2025 Jordan Davison, running back from Mater Dei. Harlem Berry from Louisiana, 2025 running back.
Big.
Amari Williams, 2025 edge. And then lastly, our tight end commit from Georgia, Walter Matthews. So pretty big list. Obviously, we don't have the big one, Jericho Johnson. Hopefully he visits later on in the year, maybe the UCLA game. But that is what we got right now, and we'll keep you updated on Sunday.
I thought Jericho Johnson was here on Friday.
He is, as of right now, from what I'm hearing, he is not going to be at the game Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately. But we'll see how that plays itself out. But
So
yeah,
this,
man,
this is important. This is definitely
And
important.
Gunnar, you mentioned something about a NIL meeting today, or
Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm hearing. There's supposedly another NIL meeting / event where Mama Jen Cohen is doing her rounds and trying to increase NIL for USC and then potentially the high school kids. So hopefully that meeting goes well and we hear some news on that later on.
absolutely. Yeah, man, we definitely don't want to be lost in the sauce, as JT would say, man, with this NIL stuff, man. But see how that's working out for Clemson and, and other schools, man. We can't be that, man. We don't have that shine like we used to. Our brand definitely took a hit with the last regime, so we got to play ball like everybody else. So, yep, that was our recruiting update with Guns. You can catch him at Views from the Stands or on Spotify. So make sure you guys give him a follow. All right, man, let's get back into it, fellas. Now we're going to go with our third quarter. We got offensive players of the game. Give me your prediction. Who's going to be the offensive player of the game for our Trojans? Go ahead, Blackie Chan.
I
think we'll be unanimous on this one. I think we're all.
Yeah, this could be an easy one, but I'm going to give it to. Actually, I think Tim might go with someone different, but I'm going to go with Marshawn Lloyd. This definitely feels like a game that he's going to really put his name on the map if he hasn't already done that. If no one knows who he is, I feel like they will know who he is by the end of this.
Hold on, what are you trying to say about Tim? How you just figure that he's going to have somebody different?
From what he was saying earlier today, like with our offense, I think he might go with a certain Heisman winner, but who knows?
I was messing with you, man.
I could be reading into that too much, but no, I really think like people don't understand that we can really run the ball. It's just we don't do it as often as we should, and I feel like if Lincoln Riley really follows this plan to run the ball, at least set it up more often than not, it'll be more successful, and he will be happy by the end of it with what's on the stat sheets. So,
all right, Guns.
Yeah, I'm gonna go a little different too, just because I think everyone's gonna be the same. I'm actually gonna go Taj Washington. Tyler kind of mentioned it earlier with their pass defense; they're pretty horrible. So I think pretty much we're gonna slice and dice that defense, and Taj is gonna ball out.
Yep. Okay, I like that one. Tyler.
I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to say that Lincoln Riley is going to be a big step up here, if that counts. And if it doesn't, then Caleb's going to have a big game. He knows that Michael Penix has been somebody that's kind of gone, toe to toe with him all season stat wise, and there's a lot of clarity around some of the stat padding, if you will. So I think this is going to be a big game for Caleb. He's going to be locked in, and I think he's got. I mean, the last couple weeks, like it's been decent, hasn't been great, but I think we start to see some of those, heroic plays from Caleb again, and we see some fun stuff. So I'll take Caleb.
As long as it happens organically, man. As long as he doesn't try to force it.
Yeah.
And that is definitely a first Lincoln Riley player of the game right there. Go ahead, Tim.
Well, it's so Brandon. Yeah, you're right here. I am going. We win this game is going to be on the shoulders of Caleb Williams. I mean, you have our best quarterback ever to play at USC. For USC to win this game, I mean, it's going to be don't get me wrong. We're going to need Marshawn Lloyd to carry the ball a lot, to run them out of whatever, if they want to drop 8, we got to run them out of that really quick. But it's going to take Caleb to have his best game where he's playing fully within himself, fully within the system, trusting the system, and using his legs. I think he's going to get at least, if Caleb runs for 60 yards in this game, I think we do win this game, because it's going to be those. And I don't mean breaking like 40-yard or a big where he pulls his hamstring, in Vegas. I mean, small, taking the 5 yards, taking the 7 yards when it's there, moving the chains, taking what they give him, And I think he has a great game and it's USC's best chance of winning this game.
Yeah, definitely make them creep up more to the line and then just hit him over the top.
Yep. Go ahead, Raul.
I'm gonna have to go with Caleb Williams, like Tim just mentioned. I think he's gonna have his biggest game of the year. Same with what Tyler mentioned. He's gonna step up. He's gonna show who's the real Heisman winner, and he's gonna close the gap on the Heisman voting this upcoming weekend. Penix is the favorite, I think, right now, right, for the Heisman. At least that's what's rumored out there. And I think Caleb's going to show the world and just who's on top. There's mock drafts that had him down as the number 2 pick or something like that. And, I think he's going to take that personally and, step up these next 3 games starting this weekend.
Absolutely. In my opinion, I think Caleb is starting to hit his stride again. Get back in the groove. There was a couple of balls that I saw last week that
Pause.
not this kind of ball. There's a couple balls that he dropped right in the bucket, man. It was just like, wow, wow. That's why Caleb gets all this hype, man. So it looks like whatever finger injury that they don't want to admit to, it's kind of starting to heal itself. He's starting to get back to form. At least I'm hoping that's the case, man. So we know Caleb's going to ball out, so I think that would be the obvious pick. But I'm gonna go with Lloyd, man. I think he has 200 plus yards this game. I think he goes over 200 this game.
We haven't had a rounder do that in a long time since probably Ronald Jones.
Exactly, and he's more than capable, man. Like I said before, man. When I saw his film when he entered the transfer portal, I was like, man, this guy has Heisman potential, man. He can stay healthy, and so far he has, man. We've been, I think a lot of that is due to he hasn't been getting very many carries, but we haven't been riding him a lot. But it's that time. The time is now, man. We have to depend on him a little bit in these upcoming games. So, and I think he rushed for 200 this game.
Oh, he is leading the country right now in yards per carry. So,
Absolutely.
you got to ride that. You got to respect that.
Exactly.
I do want to give an honorable mention to Brandon Rice, though. He's like top 5 in touchdown catches right now, and
he looks like Jerry Rice out there.
He's been pretty dependable when it comes to like the end zone, finding the end zone. So,
yes, sir. Who picked Tosh? Was that you, Guns? Yeah, man.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Mr. Consistent right there, man.
Right.
A lot of people are saying we don't have a wide receiver 1, but I mean, if you ask me, it's Tosh. He's been the most consistent, man.
Yeah.
Just love the way that dude blocks too. He looks like the littlest guy on the field, and he's always pushing somebody 10 yards down the field. It's so awesome to see that every single time.
Yep.
Especially because of his size, It's like the other guys that are size can't block. No offense to them, but they just can't. So it's like why can't you just be like this guy?
Yeah.
All heart, man. Yep. So, all right, let's move into our defensive player of the game, man. Go ahead, Blackie Chan.
I want to go with 1A, 1B. It's going to be CRW and Domani. I really feel like we're going to need them to ball out. Like they have a big ask at this point with Polk and Adunze across from them. Like they've seen some good ones with Cowing and T-Mac, but these are first rounders coming up here. So we definitely they have to be on their A game. Like if one of them is not on their A game, there's going to be some big plays, and that's what they rely on, are big plays. They are not a small chunk team. They are a big play team, and we definitely have to limit those. This will have to be our best defensive game when it comes to the passing.
Yep. Sorry, who was your player of the game?
I had 1A, 1B, CRW, and Domani. I'm cheating.
RGB.
All right.
They're going to be picking on Domani. They're going to go after Domani is what they're going to do.
For sure. Go ahead, Guns.
Oh, yeah. Kind of surprised Blackie Chan didn't say it, but I'm going to go Bear Alexander. I mean, we kind of talked about it, the pressure, both of the guards, they're not good. So, I mean, that's going to be key in this game, pressure. So, give me Bear.
Right. Okay. So you think Bear gets a couple of sacks?
I do, actually, yes.
Okay. Go ahead, Tyler.
The corners are going to be tested. I mean, this is going to be like the defense has to play like a unit this week, probably better than they have for most of the season, if at any point, in my opinion. And the linebacker core is really where I'm focused on this. It's going to be that intermediary space in between. Bear's going to get his opportunities. He's going to be able to create the pressure, and then Jamil Muhammad and Solomon Byrd are going to have their opportunities on the outside. If we can get Michael Penix to start moving his feet, I'd like to see him, throw the ball and run more. I hope that Eric Gentry plays a lot in this game, because if he does, then I think that he's the player of the game, and I think that he helps us win for sure.
Yep. Yeah.
I gave my blueprint to the win. It's got to be starts in the middle, starts up front with Bear Alexander. But then if that's already been picked, I'll go with Kalen Bullock. Someone's going to do it, because I think that he's ready to have a prime breakout game this year. We know he's back there. He may get those opportunities. When they are there, he's just got to make the right break. And also, I don't think the corners aren't going to. I think they are going to. They have to. If they do not have like too high safeties, I'm going to be throwing stuff in my from. You'll see section 23, a guy being escorted out. That'll be me. That'll be me, because I'm using such foul language that they say this guy's got to get out of here. Because if they're putting our corners on islands with these receivers, he needs to be fired at halftime, because that is not going to work. That is not going to end well for USC. So I'll go with Kalen Bullock, since Bear Alexander I think is just the guy if we're going to win. If he's played a game, and Caleb, right? It's like we won. We won the game.
Yeah.
Yep. Bro.
You're on mute.
I'm gonna go a different route. Hoping that that it like I'm picturing in my head, and hopefully it goes like that on Saturday. But I'm gonna go Solomon Byrd.
That's a good one.
I think he's gonna have a huge game because of the disruption that Bear Alexander makes on the O-line. And I think he's going to get a couple sacks and potentially do a sack fumble. In my opinion, I think he's going to have a huge game. And Mama Bird, if you watch the podcast, hopefully your son balls out this Saturday.
I'm sure she'll be watching, man. She'll you probably get reposted on her IG for that one. Yeah. But yeah, man. See, I'm gonna go with Bear as well, man. I just think if he's not the player of the game, he's definitely going to be the biggest key to the game for us.
Yeah.
Like Tim said, we have to get pressure up the middle, and I mean his opposition, they're cheeks. They're not very good, man. You should be running straight through them, man. So Penix is going to be on the run for a lot of the game, man, and I expect to see that ball spurting out, man. So I like that pick, Tim, for sure, because Caitlin probably should, he should get a couple, but we definitely need, like you said, man, it would be a dereliction of duty for Alex Grinch, man, if we don't have too high safeties, man. Just,
my goodness.
How do you keep everything? I mean, how do you keep everything underneath without running too high, man?
But who would be surprised here?
Max is going to play.
Exactly. That's all. But
we won't be surprised if not. And Bear doesn't have to get home. He just let Bird, let Muhammad, let those guys eat. He's just got to do his thing. That's what his position is just to blow up, like you said, blow the pocket up and let the guys from the outside clean up.
That's what he said when he first got here. He's going to disrupt, and that's what we need him to do.
Outside guys, keep them shoulders free, man. Keep contained. Keep that outside shoulder free, and we're good, man. We're good. So I really like our chances this game, man. People are sleeping on us. Saw polls go out. Everybody's picking Washington, of course, because we're USC and we're not good at anything, according to the rest of the world.
I have a case of beer on this game.
Speaking of, where's Brent, man?
Brent still owes me a beer.
All right, man. Let's get into these conference game predictions, man. Fourth quarter. So we like to get our predictions going. So first we got Utah and ASU. Go ahead, Guns. We're gonna start with you, the one closest to ASU over there.
I think Utah bounces back after their loss last week. The spread's 10.5, so I actually would probably take the plus 10.5 though, given that ASU's defense is very, very stout, very disciplined. They know how to they're aware of the gaps basically, like we aren't sometimes. So, but still, give me Utah to win this game.
Right. Tyler?
Yeah, I'll take Utah. Gonna stick the words out of my mouth, so I'll save some space here. Yeah, Utah.
Same, yeah. I'll jump in too. The defense is too good. I don't see Bourguet doing anything special. I don't know if he's the big quarterback, but until proven otherwise. Wait, where is the game again?
This game is at Rice Eccles.
Yeah, give me the Utes.
Yep. Bro.
Just to confirm, it'll be in Utah.
Yeah.
All right, Utah.
Nice, simple. Yep. No surprises here, man. I'm not calling any upsets. I got Utah as well. So then we're going to move on to the next one. We got Cal and the Oregon Ducks. Raul, we already know, all right? No. Go ahead, Blackie Chan.
It's at Oregon, so
yep, at Autzen Stadium.
Yeah, I don't even think Cal will actually cover the spread either. So sorry, Raul, but Oregon.
Yeah, right, Oregon as well, sadly.
Tyler?
Yeah, Oregon's playing good football right now. That's not a team. That's not a team that I think a lot of teams would want to play right now. So, if they get the chance to avenge Washington in the Pac-12 championship, hopefully we play spoiler and we get our own shot. But I think that they're gonna avenge that loss, and it's gonna get a little ugly, in my opinion. So to get back to the original question, Oregon by a lot.
Yeah, I agree. I can't stand them. I can't stand I'm going to say their names. So they're going to win. That team up there is going to win. The reason why is I think that they play more disciplined gap defense than we do. That's why we lost the game. They lost games. I feel like we lost the game. That's why they put 49 on us. They will not be able to do that, especially at Autzen.
Exactly. Roll.
No comment.
I've never seen anyone hate a team this much.
Yeah, I got to keep the show fun, guys. We gotta make these Oregon fans, when they come next week, I'm talk so much crap. That's when you can start doing the one sound, B. Jones.
Can't wait.
Which one?
No, I mean, obviously the Cereals are going to win, but I think Cal covers the spread at the very least. Because
4.5, so it's possible.
I just think that they're going to underestimate Cal and are going to be thinking about our game next week.
I can see that. That's a pretty good idea.
That could be. Yeah, no surprises here. I got the zeros as well. But how's anybody know how got an injury report on Ott?
I don't know.
I didn't even think about that, but yeah, you're right. I'm not sure.
It's not going to make a difference in the outcome. But, I mean, maybe the spread a little bit, but yeah, aside from that, man, yeah, it's not even going to be close. But yeah, we're going to move forward. So we got Stanford and Washington.
State.
I'm sorry, Washington State. And that's going to be, that's going to be
it's at Washington State.
I was about to give you the final score and prediction and everything. I was going to say, hey, this is what's going to happen.
I'm riding with Cam Ward. I think they cover. I think they actually win by a few touchdowns.
Really? Okay. Guns?
Man, this one's interesting. Both teams are 1-4 their past 5. Obviously, Washington State's lost 4 straight. I don't know what's going on over there in Washington State. It kind of worries me. Man, I give me Washington State still because they're at home, but this is going to be a close game. I really do think.
Okay.
I agree.
Tyler?
I'll take Stanford.
Oh.
Got the first upset pick of the night.
Does it really
What? Wazoo's been terrible. They just have been so bad. And I like what Troy Taylor's done, especially like the on product, like their record obviously has not been great, but they've been much more competitive, and their offense looks like night and day from when they played against us. The only time that we did play 60 competitive minutes in one game this year versus now. It's a completely different team, and like they've got good weapons. So now they had one of those guys turn into one of their wide receivers, Boletnikoff. Watch for that guy. I don't remember what his name is, but
he's questionable for the game though.
Okay,
Is he? Oh, wow.
I'm still taking Stanford. Those guys are smart. So.
All right, Tim.
I really have very little thought on this one, other than the fact that it's at Martin Stadium. So I'll go with the Cougs. But agree, you can flip a coin on this. I don't know if that spread. So if we're going with the spread, I'll take the points. But I mean, but straight up, I think Washington holds them off at home.
Okay. Roll.
Yeah, Washington State as well, especially since they're at home.
Okay. I'm going Stanford. Yep. Man. Like I said, Washington State has been on a down trajectory, and Stanford has been on the up. So,
have they though?
What's that?
They're still losing.
But they're playing
better and better every week.
Yeah.
If you haven't noticed, man, I think they're figuring out some things over there, man. They got potential, man. Don't get it wrong. Troy Taylor's he's gonna have them rolling eventually.
Right, and that's what you have, right? With a new, if you have just new coordinator, but you have a whole new head coach, new coordinators, everything. The teams are going to get better as the season goes on. But with Stanford, I can't.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. But,
I just can't.
So yeah, that should be an interesting one, man. But let's move into the next one. We got Oregon State and the Prime.
Yeah, the Primes.
Yeah.
Before you start, Blackie Chan, you trash them every week, but somehow you say you're a Colorado fan. So I'm interested to see what you say this time.
I explained myself why I'm a Colorado fan. I lived in Colorado for most of my life, and I've gone to CU games, but this whole media circus around them just really soured myself on them, and it's just. But they are humbled now, so I'm okay at this point. No one's talking about them. No one cares about them. I'm fine now. But they're still not going to win this game. Their defense is – they moved up from last week. They were 130th in defense, but now they're 129th. So they've made progress, apparently. But I can't see them beating Oregon State, even though it's at home. I just think Fenric and their rushing attack is going to be too much for them because they cannot block the rush, or they can't. CU's defense is horrible against rush, and maybe DJ might actually have a decent game. So,
you got to flip a coin and see.
As long as you just keep the ball out of, or don't throw towards Travis Hunter's side of the field. Keep it away from Travis Hunter because he's a baller. Okay, so he's their best player.
Guys?
Oregon State bounces back after the loss.
Yep.
Same. Yeah. They'll probably win by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, Oregon State should. Sorry, Oregon State should do what I thought we were going to do them just running. And remember, the thing with Colorado is they're thin everywhere, kind of like worse than we were last year. As the season goes on, football is a violent sport. It's a game of attrition. A lot of those guys, if they're on the field, they're playing hurt. You can't play 100 when you're playing hurt. And it wasn't a good defense to begin with. So yeah, they're gonna batter. The Beavs are gonna batter them up.
Yep. Bro.
Same Oregon State. They're gonna run it down their throats, and they're not gonna be able to stop it.
Yep, no surprise pick here, man. It's definitely gonna be Oregon State. No, yeah, it's gonna come down to trenches, man. Trench players is way too. The differential is just ridiculous, man. Colorado's just disgusting in the trenches right now. So Oregon State for real. So we got UCLA and the AU, or U of A, I mean.
This is an interesting game. I'm all about Fafita here. I've been loving his game since he played against us. So I know they're 2.5 point favorite, UCLA is. So I don't know if this is too much of an upset, but I'm going with Arizona.
Okay.
I think Colleen and T-Mac are going to have another good game. I don't know how well. I know UCLA's rush defense is really good. I don't know too much about their pass defense, but yeah, Arizona for an upset.
All right, there you go, Arizona. Go ahead, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I got to join Blackie Chan. I was not, I guess, not happy or thrilled with what I saw in terms of UCLA's offense against Colorado. I thought they could put up more points. So Arizona's been looking good pretty much since that Washington game. And so give me Arizona.
Yep. Tyler?
Yeah, I'm going to take Zona too. Dante Moore just really hasn't played well on the road this year.
Is he going to play this game?
I think it's Garbers or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the other guy now. Yeah, he got benched.
I forgot he was out. Yeah, that's right. I mean, that doesn't really change anything. Like he's their best talent in the backfield, anyways. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna take Fafita's played pretty well, and Arizona is like everybody was laughing at us when we barely beat them, and now everybody's like, all right, they're pretty decent. So yeah, I'm gonna take Zona.
Yep. Tim?
It's hard for me because the strength of we were talking earlier about strengths and weaknesses. The strength of Arizona, will be their passing game and their passing attack. But when you look at UCLA, their strength is their pass rush, and their front seven, and their ability to cause a lot of trouble up front. And they definitely won't be able to run against UCLA. But I agree with you guys. I just see all the momentum going on, traveling on the road. If this was in the Rose Bowl, I'm tipping towards the Bruins. But I'll take those 2.5 points and roll with Arizona.
Here we go. Roll.
I'm with TAFAF. I'll go FUCLA just because it'll make it a more interesting game when we.
Why do you got to ruin it? We were all picking Arizona. This would have been a perfect.
You just got some Bruin on you, man. I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm
just thinking because I'm like, maybe we have our future DC with the Bruins, and he might join us next year. Who knows?
He'd go in the NFL. That dude is on a fast track to the NFL, I think.
Yeah. I think so. Well, he was just with the NFL, and he came back, right?
But I mean, for like a higher level in the NFL.
Yeah.
But like if I was a betting man, I guess Arizona. But I guess that's the tricky part. Do I want a UCLA that's going to be higher ranked when we play them, or go with the momentum with Arizona? Arizona's a solid team, which I think it's going to be a super close game. It's probably going to come down to the fourth quarter. Whoever makes less mistakes in the fourth quarter wins that game. Being that it's in Arizona, it'll be Arizona. But, kind of with TAFAF, if UCLA pulls it off, I'm not too upset just because it'll make for a more interesting game when we do play them.
Absolutely. I mean, we need UCLA to win, but all signs are pointing towards Arizona for me as well, man. They're on a hot streak, and I don't expect UCLA to be able to cool them off at their place, based on what I've seen from them recently. So I agree with you guys. Sorry about that. Sorry, man. Stupid vacuum. But yeah, man. That's gonna conclude our fourth quarter. Anybody got any overtime questions?
We got our prediction.
Game.
Our prediction.
Missed the big one,
miss
big
our
dog.
own game, dude? That's the second week. The reason why we're here. Sorry about that, man. Go ahead, Blackie Chan.
This is going to be a shootout here. I don't think we can settle for field goals at this point, and I don't know if I trust Lynch at this point with a field goal. I think we're gonna win. I think it's gonna be 50. No, I'm gonna do 49 to 45, something like that. I don't know. It's just gonna be a high scoring game. We win.
All right, guys.
I got USC. Obviously, I do feel confident in terms of what we've been talking about and what I've been seeing throughout this week. Very similar to Blackie Chan. I'll go 49-42.
Okay.
So I got all the stuff.
Tyler.
I'm going to take SC too. I was watching something earlier today, and I did not fact check this, so don't quote me on this, but in the last 20 years, there's been 3 teams that have gone on the road and won back-to-back games on the road. 3 teams, that's it. 2019 LSU, 2022 Georgia, this year Alabama. Those 3 teams. So, like I said, that's a lot of data for me to have to fact check on my own, and I was just watching something like 30 minutes before we hopped on. So, with that, like Washington has not played very well on the road. And so I'm going to take us at home, and I'm going to say 52-45. It's going to be a fun one. Lots of touchdowns.
Absolutely. Tim.
Yeah, well, I just got off a show where I said I agree with everyone here. I don't think I hope we're not kicking field goals in this game. Field goals won't win this game for you. I feel confident that this team somewhere, right? I mean, the law of averages said they're going to have to throw 4 quarters together, and why not in this game? I think we do throw away. We do play 4 quarters of solid football, and we get out of there on Saturday with a 45-37 win.
45-37. Okay. Roll.
Very close to what Tim just mentioned, and I'm not taking any credit for this fact that I'm gonna give you guys, because I was hopped on the Rick and I show yesterday. A very brief moment, and there's a guy by the name of Sergeant Pickles. He's a big Washington guy. He mentioned that DeBauer, or whatever the coach name is.
DeBauer.
Yep. He's 27-1 in November in his coaching career as a head coach. But come this Saturday, it'll be 27-2. And I see a USC 48 versus a Washington 35.
48-35. Okay. Yeah. All streaks have to come to an end at some point. So, yeah, man, we're gonna handle that. His second November loss ever. I'm gonna go 42-59 Trojans. I think we get a couple of defensive touchdowns this game.
Couple?
What's that?
A couple?
Yeah, man. Listen, their interior is just not looking good. Their interior O-line.
If anything, I think we would get a special teams touchdown.
That too. That could happen too. So I don't think this game is going to be. I think we're going to win this decisively, man. I'm feeling really good about this game. I like the way we match up with them, and I like what I'm hearing out of the team. They sound hungry, so things are pointing up for us.
Tim, I know you got to head out here, so we appreciate the love and joining us in today's podcast.
Yeah, hey, listen, I'm horrible at my own self promotion. You guys, I didn't promote the show. I should have done a better job. I was just on a show. I could have easily done it. But yeah, thank you so much for having me. And I'd love to come back anytime you guys will have me. You guys had a great show. You guys know I tune in once all the time. So I'm watching you guys. I might not be chatting, but I have you guys on when I'm editing videos and doing stuff. So you guys doing a great job. Keep it up.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Fight on.
All right, guys. Fight on, guys.
Fight on.
All right, man. So as promised, we had Tim on the show, so you guys can leave me the hell alone about Tim. No, I'm just kidding. No, great having Tim, man. Great guy, man. He's been rocking with us.
You guys want to do some over under for overtime?
That's good. Let's make it quick though.
This is your thing, Gunner and Blackie Chan. So you guys come up with the questions. I just came up with the idea.
So I'm sure we already kind of said what our points were at this point.
Yeah.
APAP said over under 80 points combined.
I'm pretty sure all of us.
I think everybody said over on that.
Yeah.
Well, what did you say, Ronald? Did you say we're getting 50 points?
I said 48-35.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's.
It was B Jones. He said 52-49.
Okay.
No. I said 42-59.
Oh.
Yep.
42 what?
59.
59.
Yep. I'm playing that confident, man. That's
APAP says over under 1.5 personal fouls.
that's a good question.
I gotta go under. We gotta stay disciplined, so under.
Right. Don't let us down, fellas.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we're gonna win this game, like we all talked about, yeah, we're gonna be under.
They
Can't give
actually,
them 3 plays.
yeah, they actually average a good amount of penalties themselves.
Do they really?
Yep.
Or is it nearly as much as us, though?
Yeah. Over under USC forces 2.5 turnovers.
Over.
I'm gonna say 2.
Yeah, I'd say under. I'd say 2.
I say 2 too. Yep.
Picking a fumble.
Yep.
I see a strip sack fumble from Solomon Bird.
Yep.
Yep.
Who's gonna get the pick?
Damani.
Yeah, Damani. Give me Damani.
Okay.
Damani needs one this year. He hasn't had one yet.
It's not
But they haven't
necessarily a
been
bad
throwing
thing.
to the side, though. So,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not necessarily a bad thing.
True.
I'm gonna take Daddy Longlegs, Eric Gentry.
Yeah, that's our.
he had a beautiful interception last game.
Yeah, he won't get another one. He's my player of the game, so I'm willing it into the world. So
There you go.
I think are we sold out for this game?
Yep.
Because TAFAB said over under 72,000 butts in the seats.
There's no major games this Saturday, right? Like there's no Laker game. Oh no, the Lakers do play, but they play in Orlando.
Wait, Tim's back. Tim's back.
Welcome back. Just doing a little over under.
I didn't even get my schedule correct. I don't have the show till 8:00. Oh, sorry. So what was it again?
So we're doing a little over under here in overtime. So
Okay.
the first one was, or the last one was over under USC forces 2.5 turnovers.
I hate to say it, but I'm gonna take the under.
Dang it. I'm the other one.
Yeah.
that said-
Yeah, I'm gonna take 2. I think we get 2. I think we will get 2. I mean, it doesn't bode well for my, our narrative for the win. But I mean, 2 will be enough if we take it. See, the thing is, you guys remember we led the country last year and takeaways, but our big part of that is we weren't turning the ball over. We were taking care of the ball. But I think we do. I think we take care of the ball, playing the little ball I was talking about, and I think we take away 2 opportune. I don't know. 3's a lot. 3 is a lot. So I'm saying it 2.
Yep, it's about what we said. We said a pick and a strip sack. Then we got
And for your sake, B Jones, those two better be touchdowns because you said 2 defensive touchdowns. So I'm holding you accountable to that.
strip sack for a touchdown and a pick 6.
There you go.
Buy or sell. Marshawn has 2 or 3 rushing touchdowns.
3 rushing touchdowns.
He's had only the most he's had is 2 this whole year, or at least 2 in a game. So
I'm gonna go sell just because I think Caleb's gonna step up and kind of what Tim mentioned earlier. He's gonna start using his legs, and Caleb probably gets like 2 rushing touchdowns himself.
okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna sell too. They normally like to let Caleb run in the red zone. Sometimes they also like to put Austin Jones in the red zone. So, yeah, I'm gonna sell that.
That is a valid point.
Yeah, I go ahead, Tim.
Oh no, I was gonna say the only way he gets those 3 is if at least 2 of them from outside the 20. So I mean, yeah, there's just too many options in on the goal line. And like you guys said, they'll bring in Austin Jones. Caleb calls his own numbers. A lot of times he shouldn't, and he does.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's cut down on Marshawn's touchdown. So I'd sell that as well.
Yeah.
Since we're on the topic of red zone, man, why can't we see Deuce Robinson on the outside?
I know.
I heard. I don't know where I heard this, but I heard they were or that Deuce was practicing more this week.
Yeah.
Unless I dreamed it, or I don't know, but somehow I heard Deuce. Deuce is practicing more, so he may get more playing time this weekend.
Okay.
You must have some good connections because I don't know how you got that information, but it's great. I like it. I like it if that's true. You must have some sources, but
he's manifesting it in his dream.
Hey, you got to put in that LeVar Ball, whatever audio.
Which one?
Into existence.
Which one?
The speak it into existence.
Oh yeah, for right now we definitely get that one right.
How about you know what? How about Jacoby Lane and Deuce Robinson on the goal line?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, why don't we we want to be creative? Let's be creative. Let's put some. Let's just have them box out some tiny little corner and just toss it up to them. Those guys will come down with it.
Yep.
Oh yeah, no, like have Deuce and Jacoby Lane out blocking for someone, and then just have someone like do a little bubble screen and have them block.
What?
Good luck. What do you what, like just have both Deuce and Jacoby on the outside with like Zachariah right behind them?
Like trips?
Yes.
Like bunch trips formation?
Yeah, bubble screen.
I think Jacoby Lane is not the guy yet. You want doing that? That guy is gonna take some, gotta put some meat on him.
Either Taj or Brandon.
I see where you're going with that one, but yeah, I think I'll pass it. A little too skinny right now.
Yeah.
What's his weight at? Like 180 or something, probably.
Soaking wet.
I guess in Blackie Chance defense, Washington won't be expecting that at all. Catch him
up. See, Roll knows what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm glad
someone. All right, I got another over under here. All right, Caleb throws for 450.
Ooh.
450.
It's gonna be a big weekend, so
I'm gonna go under on that one. I'll say 360.
I'm gonna take the under. If he throws that much, that means we're losing.
Yep.
Yeah, that was my point too.
Yeah, I'll say under, but it might be close. Like I think gets the close to 400.
I don't know if you guys can see this, but I just got my Caleb.
Oh, nice.
Or his trading cards in today.
Yeah.
Got 5 of them.
Nice.
Yeah, I think he could eclipse that because this is actually from his CU game. So, and that's his best game that he's had so far. So, I think he will eclipse that actually.
I'm gonna go sell as well, just because we do want Lincoln Riley to have a balanced attack. So, I'm hoping that Marshawn Lloyd, gets a lot of yardage this game.
All right, I got a fun one here. Tim, based on what you mentioned earlier, we give up 3 explosive plays of more than 25 yards on defense over under.
Oh, you had to do that, didn't you?
It's where it hurts. So.
Well, I'm. Yeah, I have to take the over on that. I do. I do. I've watched his defense all year. I mean, I want to be wrong. And like we just talked about, oh, yeah, of course, we're talking cover 2, some kind of shell coverage. He's going to have those corners out on man, and they're going to get torched. So, I mean, and it won't be the corner's fault because nobody over the top to save them. So it's
it's not like
it
they
walks like a
press
duck.
either. It's so stupid. Like, why are if they're gonna be left out there, like put them a couple yards off and not have them be 8 yards off the line of scrimmage, so these guys can get off and get into their route and already start to make a move. Like, if you're gonna be able to get pressure up the middle, then like let Bear get there before these guys are already open 6 yards down the field.
Well, that's just it. They don't have anyone behind them usually, so that's why they're 8 yards. They give up those. It's 3rd and 5, and those guys 8 yards off the line. It's just so you're shaking your head.
Right.
Like you scheme them into a first down. I mean, it's like
Right.
That bothers me so much.
And it's how do we?
How many plays this week that has Alex Grinch not seen on tape?
Oh God. He doesn't even know who Michael Penix is.
I'm gonna say 4.
Are we gonna get a wheel route this week for?
Now, in his defense, didn't he say? Didn't they say he said he didn't see them in that formation run that play?
I don't remember him saying formation. I specifically
He
just said, he didn't see that play.
Okay.
They ran on the right side the last game, and then obviously ours was the left side.
That would have been the only way to get out of that stupid comment is if he said that, I didn't see them run that with that personnel in that formation. That's the only way he could have got out of that thing. But wow.
Nah, still, it's football, man. It's a real route. Yeah, I don't know, man.
So,
yeah.
What about special teams? Zechariah, Branch, or Michael Jackson III? Punt return or kick return touchdown? You guys buy or sell on that?
I say punt return. I think we'll get a special teams touchdown.
I heard on Raina Troy, was it last night or I can't remember. Michael's given some stats out, and he was talking about how like they had like 4 on the entire season, like they had 4 punt returns like that, and like 1 yard and 2 yard and 0 yard. I mean, it was ridiculous that their punting stat was just some bizarre anomaly. I don't know. It's because they're punter. I don't know. I don't know anything about their punter. Maybe their punter just got insane hang time and it was just fair catching. But it's kind of weird when it seems like on the kick returns they pulled him on it, and now you got in the back of his head. He's a freshman. They should have just kept running him, let him do his thing, But he wasn't getting north and south. He was going east and west. But no, I think in this game, I think they're gonna be fair catching a lot. I think they're just gonna say we don't want mistakes. Now if they go down 14 points, then you'll see them start returning stuff. But if it's a close game, I think they're gonna fair catch. That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, I agree with that, Tim.
Yep, I don't think they're gonna kick it to him at all. They know who he is at this point. The boy's smart.
Teams still punt to him though.
Yeah, this ain't teams. We're talking about this particular team.
True.
The boy, he's not an idiot. He knows who Zach Branch is.
They've only punted 22 times this year, which is, I think, tied for that's top 10 for least punts this year. So,
wasn't that Tom Malone during the Pete Carroll era that he would have led the nation? He would have won the Ray Guy, but he didn't have enough kicks to qualify because the offense was rolling so hard that he didn't even have a chance to qualify for the award. That was. I'll take those days. I'll take those days again.
Yeah.
I mean, when we actually had a defense.
So I have another question for you guys. I don't think we've done this in a long time at the Coliseum, but say we do win out, or if we do win this Saturday, let me rephrase that. When we win Saturday, do we rush the field?
No.
We're too classy for that.
Yeah.
Wait, should we or will we? Because we got some, our fan base doesn't know. Half of our fans, they don't know. They're like cheering when like we have the ball. So I don't know if they're savvy enough to understand that. Also, although it was a highly ranked Stanford, and they'd beat us a couple times in a row, we charged when we charged the field against Stanford. My dad, I believe, started saying, I did, but the fact that everyone was going, right? It's like, wow, what weird times these are where we're actually rushing the field on a Stanford victory. I don't know. It was weird.
Right.
I don't
yeah.
think they rush the field.
Yeah, I just don't see our fan base. I don't think you might see the student section like rush the field, but that's about it, man.
I'll be in the student section, but I won't rush the field.
Mhm.
I'm too old for
If
that.
we do, and we won't be looking out for you.
No, I'll make sure that nobody goes to Penix.
No, we
But
know.
I don't want no USC idiot fan over here on social media acting stupid.
They've been doing that to a lot of people lately.
You see the guy chasing at the Grinch. We know who it is.
Well,
Yeah, I'll probably do that. Come on, Grinch.
I just spit all over my screen when you said that. just see Raul
It's
just
your own chasing at.
pitchfork out.
Oh, but yeah, if somehow they end up rushing the field, I just hope they don't. There's no dumb USC fan out there going up to Penix and acting a fool because it ain't cool.
Kansas did that to Gabriel.
Yeah,
they got to do something about that, man.
Yeah,
what happens when one of these players react?
Appropriate.
It's not off at the Coliseum. I mean, I can remember, I think in '96, I think we rushed the field against Stanford for breaking that streak. And then the Stanford game I just talked about. So the Notre Dame game in '96 and Stanford, but yeah, SC fans don't do that very often anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't remember one at all in my end.
Yeah, it's not very often at all.
So I was just curious, just because we're 24, and then they're 6th or 5th.
20, you know.
20 for.
Oh yeah, we're 20 on the college football playoffs, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Speaking
Tim,
of that,
you got any fun over unders for us, Tim? Since you're the
I'm sorry, I
guest
came very unprepared. Give me a second and I'll think of one right now.
All right, Gunnar, what were you gonna say?
yeah, I was just gonna say, do you think we could make the playoff if we win out?
No.
No.
There would have to be some catastrophe at the top.
Well,
Like,
one, we all called that UCLA is going to lose this game, so that doesn't help us at all.
No, Georgia would have to lose 2 games. Michigan.
Actually, I feel like Georgia has to go undefeated in order for us to at least have a chance to squeeze in as a 4 seed. Because if Georgia loses, they're going to take them over a 2-loss USC team for sure.
Yeah, Florida
And
State
an Alabama team that
so.
maybe so. Georgia needs to go undefeated, in my opinion, to remotely have a chance, and maybe Ohio State or Michigan to lose.
Yeah,
Look for Oklahoma to win lose another one, and then beat Texas in the championship game. That would be a good scenario for USC if that happened.
Yeah,
that would be good.
And then if Michigan loses against Penn State and Ohio State, they'd be out.
Well, I don't think Michigan is going to be allowed to do anything this year the way things are going.
Who knows, man?
So
yeah, I don't know.
The ADs are calling for a punishment for them already.
Yeah.
And I don't know how true this is because I just saw it on the chat, but Brent was mentioning that one of the Michigan staffers just got caught for trying to solicit or not.
It was earlier
around with a 13-year-old girl.
It was earlier in the year. Just nobody reported it. It finally came out.
How does no one not report that?
From what I heard, they didn't want to report it. Basically,
they've got a lack of institutional control problems going on. They're having this many issues all over their campus, but don't worry, guys. The NCAA, I'm sure, will take care of it. Oh, no, sorry, they don't. They only come after USC. That's right.
Will Johnson, come on down.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I didn't have a lot of time, but let's just do it. We've been talking about running and we talked about rushing. A couple of you guys said that we're looking to have a huge game from Marshawn Lynch for 200 yards. The USC is rushing right now 153.9 yards per game. Do you see so I'll set that. I'll set at 153. Let's say 153 over under.
Over.
Well, I'm definitely calling over. I called Marshawn for 200. So
I say he goes for 175, 180.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the over as well. They're gonna drop 7 or 8 guys until we make them not do that. And like I said, Riley's going to actually kind of put his ego to the side and start to play call somewhat balanced at the beginning of the game to scheme them out of that, so Caleb can go off in the second half. So I think it gets. I think that we have a really balanced attack at first, and I'd like to see that. And so, yeah, I think we'll be able to break 200. Caleb's going to get his, chunk yards like you were talking about too.
The only worry I have on this is the fact that it's gonna if FSC gets behind, they've just given up on. I don't mean like 21 points behind. I mean even like in the second half they're down by 14. It's almost like they bail early on the second quarter. Like look at the Utah game, they just bail on the run game. So I mean we should. I just look at that number. It seems incredibly low, but think about the teams we played this year. We played some abysmal. Look at Colorado. We talk about Colorado's rush defense. Look at how we ran against Colorado. I mean, it's things like that that make me say, can we? Should we? Yeah. Do we? That's what I worry about.
Yeah. I just feel like the moment that something bad happens, like if there's like 2 plays in a row that we get like we don't really get too many yards, Lincoln just like goes into pass happy mode. Is Brandon frozen?
You know it.
Yep. Frozen.
That's all.
Yeah. I mean, for our sake, I want to say over, because if we're under that, I think we're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Well, they're giving up 136 per game.
Washington's giving up 136.
Yeah,
it's because their pass defense is so terrible. They're
on the field a lot. Yeah, but what you'd think though, they're down a lot of games though. So they're down a lot of games. So teams are throwing.
Yeah.
But I mean, or maybe they're just maybe the team just wants to salt the game away from the other side so the score doesn't get too out of hand. I don't know.
That could be.
I don't think we set sacks. What do you guys think? Over under 4.5. let me do 3.5. I think 4.5 is stretching it maybe, but 3.5 over and under.
I'd say at 3. If I say 3 sacks.
Yep. I'm saying under because Penix gets the ball out fast. That's what he does. And by the way, they have Braylon Trice on the other side, and so if he's hanging, if Caleb's hanging on to the ball, it's gonna. I don't care how much better our offensive line is playing. It's gonna be trouble. So I think both teams are gonna try to get the ball out quick. So I don't think the sacks will pile up. I hope on our side they don't pile up.
Since now that you mentioned that we got to get the ball out quickly, you guys think Zachariah Branch has a big game?
I think it's gonna be a Taj,
the wide receiver.
Like
him and Taj.
Yeah. Get those guys in the slot and have them run a couple slants here and there. Like, stop trying to go 30 yards down the field with the big go routes and post routes and stuff like that. Like, let's just slowly just beat them to death. Yeah.
Yeah, I really hope he doesn't, or we don't try to keep doing those intermediate to long passes, because the short passes are always there and we're just not taking advantage of them.
They should go back and look at that Adoree Jackson game when they used him just on end arounds and just screen and run. I mean, design that's what they should be using Zachariah Branch. I mean, they should just kind of carbon copy, what they were doing, because you just got to get this guy touches. Just we're talking about kickoffs and punt returns. You get this guy in space anywhere. The way he accelerates and his elusiveness, I mean, it's just amazing. It's amazing to me that we, at the Utah game, was he hurt? Utah game, was that where he was hurt? I can't remember.
He was back, Zachariah.
No, he was back. So I mean, I don't understand. I think it was the Utah game where I was on the post game show, just pulling my hair out, saying, "Why are we not getting this guy the ball in space?" That's exactly what you should do. You can't cover this guy. You can't tackle this guy, and he breaks angles everywhere. He's just so fast. It's like he's moving at a different speed than the defense. So, who knows? Maybe that's what we might see some of that. Maybe see him lining up in the backfield. I mean, that would be great. And then spread him out wide. I mean, just some creative stuff to get him out there, get him a bad matchup, and then good night. It's just gonna be over.
Yeah, even use him just as a decoy. Get the defense coordinator thinking, "Oh, okay, this is gonna go to Zachariah." So
some of that fun stuff that Andy Reid did with Tyreek Hill, where he'd put him in the backfield and make a linebacker have to cover him just because of the way that the defense was set, and you put him in motion and give him a head start out of the backfield. It's just not even fair. He's just going to absolutely destroy people. Like, I don't know why we don't do that with him. Like, he should line up as a running back in the backfield, and then we just go empty set, get him into the into the flat, and he's just gone.
Yep.
Yeah, we did that with Addison last year. I don't know why we can't do it this year.
Yeah. Play calling has definitely been different this year for some reason.
They did all the time with Reggie too. They'd line Reggie up back then, and then spread them out, and then Virginia Tech comes to mind. Yeah, I mean, it's just like
we just have too many untrained eyes. So
I would love to see Redden go for a try to cover Zachariah Branch.
Do you think they'll play him just to play him against us?
Who? Redden's been playing. Period.
Has he?
No,
he's getting snaps.
He's been playing. He's been playing.
Okay.
Okay, but this time I gotta go. This time for real. It's been fun. And I hope to talk to all you guys soon. All right, fight on.
Thanks again, Tim.
Tim.
Guys want to wrap this up?
Yeah, wrap this up now.
Yep, I'm getting hungry too now. So I'm gonna get out of here, man. So guys, be sure to join us Sunday for our post game. We'll let you know how much we enjoyed watching the Trojans beat up on these Huskies, and then we'll give you a preview next Thursday of the Zeros and the Trojans.
Yep.
So I'll be ready.
Yes, sir. So make sure you guys check in with us for times and everything. Make sure you hit that notification bell, like, share, and please subscribe. All right. So
our loyal man, Tafaf. Fight on, my brother.
Fellas.
Fight on.
All right, we're out of here.